guys, Kristen here from Colonial Gardens, and today we're going to learn how to make an open-air terrarium. Let's go over a few of the items you got in your kit. The first one is your glass jar. Make sure you clean it and let it free of any fingerprints or smudges. Next is some charcoal, different size rocks, some blue glass, moss, and different size rocks to decorate on top, natural items, and a stick that I'll show you how to water with, and plants. So before we start, I want you to ask yourself a few design questions. Do you want to look at your terrarium from the sides, or maybe perhaps just from the front? Do you want to stack your layers, or perhaps you only want to see rock? After you answer these design questions, you're ready to plant. Okay, for the first layer, you're going to start adding your rock. When you add your rock, I like to do a little bit at a time and push the rock all the way up next to the sides. So in my terrarium, I want to look at it from the front, and I want to be able to see as much rock as possible. The reason why I like to build it in small steps is because in the middle, I'm going to create a cone with the soil. So the next layer will be your charcoal. You just need a thin layer at the bottom. The charcoal helps eliminate odors that may build in your terrarium. Then I take a little bit of soil, start in the middle with a little bit of a mound, and start adding a little bit more rock. Remember, with that soil, I want to create a cone shape. The reason why I'm doing this is the shorter distant jar. I want to make sure I leave plenty of room for the roots of the plants to grow. This is in a 2-inch container, so I know I need at least 2 inches of soil for the plants. To determine your layer height, you can cut your jar in half, drop it down a couple of inches, and that kind of gives you an idea of how many layers that you can build. If you build your layers too tall, then plant your plants, you kind of lose the effect of the terrarium. All right, I'm going back and continue adding my rock, remembering that I want to see most of the rock in the front. Make sure you wash your rock, make it nice and clean before you place it in your jar. As you add your soil, you want to lightly pack it down. You don't need to pack it tight, but just get some of the air pockets out. If you want to add moss to your terrarium as a layer, you can tear off a piece, roll it, and place it over to the edge of this glass jar. I don't like to put moss completely all the way across because the moss actually holds more water. It could lead to mold. This moss has been preserved. It is dyed to stay green. You don't need to worry about keeping it wet. This one's called sheet moss, and this one is called mood moss. As you can see, it's more in clumps, and the top of the moss is a little bit taller. All right, so now I'm ready to plant. Take your plant, squeeze it out of the container. We already have a lot of soil in there, so I'm just going to tease the roots apart, knock some of the soil off around the top of the plant. You can just use your fingers to make your hole the size of the root ball and drop your plant in. I like to work with my larger plants first, working my way down to the smaller one. Make sure you push the soil back around the plant, tapping it in tight. The next plant's called Polka Dot. It adds a nice splash of color. Tuck it down here. And then I'm going to end with baby tears. It will creep along the floor of the terrarium. Okay, now you're ready to decorate your terrarium with some natural items if you want it to be more naturalistic. At Colonial Gardens, we have so many cute accessories that you can personalize your container with. I decided to do something a little bit whimsical and add a little bitty frog. In some areas, you could leave the soil natural, or you could add different size rock. I think when you blend it up with different sizes, it does add interest to your terrarium. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to make it look like he's next to the water. Come back, add a little bit of the mood moss. You can pinch it off. Take your stick, make a little hole. You can take larger rocks, place them around to add a little bit of dimension. Once you get your terrarium the way you want, you're ready to water. I like to use a spray bottle or something that I can direct the water right at the root of the plants. Make sure you put the spray bottle at stream. We don't want to spray the leaves because we're not getting the water where we need it to be, and that's at the root of the plants. Spray each plant in, and remember, we're adding water to a vessel that doesn't drain. So a little bit is a lot better than adding too much. So how to tell that you have enough water in your terrarium is you can lift it up. If you see some water pooling at the very bottom, that's fine. But if you start to see water starting to reach the side of the terrarium, that's adding too much. But that's okay if that happens, because this is an open air and evaporation will happen. What I suggest you do is come back every couple of days and check your terrarium till you get the right consistency of watering. You can use your stick, place it next to the plant, twist it in, hold it there for a couple seconds, twist it back out. If it feels really wet, then you know the roots are nice and moist. You can also stick your finger in next to the plant. If it's wet on top, then you know it's wet at the bottom too. Okay, let's talk about lighting for your terrarium. These plants all require the same conditions. Medium light, low light is fine. If you do place your terrarium next to a window or in direct sunlight, you may need to watch it. We've created a little world here, and it will form condensation on the sides of the container. It's okay to see that in the morning or in the evening, but during the afternoon you would want that moisture to trickle back down and moisten the plants. So if you do see it forming and not going away in the afternoons, you might need to move your terrarium in a lower light area. For trimming your terrarium, you can maintain the plants to a certain size. If, for example, you have a leaf that gets a little bit bigger, you can go in and trim it away. It's the same principles as you would any other plant. Follow that stem down to the next leaf or to the main part of the plant, clip it, and make sure you remove it. Don't let any leaves fall to the soil surface. That could lead to disease and mold. For these little polka dot plants, just go in and give them a little pinch right at the very tops. That will keep them short and bushy. Thanks guys for signing up for my video today. Please tell your family and friends to join my custom arrangement group, and let me know of any other topics you would like to learn. Have fun creating today, and don't forget to post your pictures. Bye guys, have fun.